Hi, this is Ms. Schnettler. I want to show you how to get in to the assignments that I've given you and also kind of show you how to do them in case you're feeling stuck. That way you can get help even if I'm not right there. So when you first sign in, you want to go to Learn. It should go ahead and take you to Starters. You don't need to do anything but click the first one. You also don't have to have a regular USB mouse. You can use your trackpad on your laptop, but I will tell you, if you have access to a mouse for a computer that plugs into the USB port or is Bluetooth or whatever, life will be a little bit easier. Alright, so here's your general layout. You have your shapes over here, you have a couple of tools that we'll be learning along the way, but over here is your instructions, and I think it's a little confusing because it isn't really clear at first that you have to scroll down to find your instructions. So it says, see the orange shape on the work plane, here's your work plane, here's the orange shape. It tells you to find the matching shape or the box. Click it and drag it over the shape and continue to the next step. Alright, I did it. If this is ever in your way, you can always just hit up. So you click done when you're done, and then you can hit continue to go to the next starter if you have time, or you can stop, make a note about where you are, and pick up on the second starter later. Or you can stop in the middle of the fifth and the sixth, it doesn't matter. But they're pretty quick. Alright, this one's called View It, and it's asking us to learn how to change the view. When you first look, it tells you to click and drag anywhere on the view cube to see how it changes the point of view, and you might feel like you should click here, but it does give you a picture that the view cube is black and white, and it is right here. So if I left click and drag, you can see how I can see the different sides of the cube. And you can also just click around on the cube. And that's all this one is, just kind of playing around with the different ways that you can look to your cube, or whatever shape you're working on. Alright, next one is learn to zoom. So if you have a mouse with a scroll wheel, please pardon the dragons, they're scratching around back there. You can just use your mouse wheel to scroll in and scroll out. If you have a touchpad, you can use the same gesture on your touchpad to scroll in and out, and then you also have these buttons here. Lots of options. Alright, this time it's telling you to only use your mouse when possible. So now if I just hold the right button down of my mouse, I can scroll around without having to use the view cube. And it gives you some pointers for what to do if you have a touchpad. Right, this one is about moving shapes around. Continue to the next step. Alright, so it wants us to click and drag each box to one of the hints. And click and drag. And I'm putting it in the spot closest, but that doesn't matter. I can put them in whichever spot. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it should be, close. We're just practicing how to use TinkerCAD right now. Alright, good job, Abby. Alright, this lesson's called Rotate It, so we're going to rotate some shapes on the work plane. Select the box by left clicking. Now I get all of these handles. Just rotate my view to get the best view of the curved rotation. Aha! I need this one. Alright, you just gotta play around with it, and you'll get it. This one. Right, you'll know you've done it correctly if the box fits or mostly fits inside the shape. says size it up, so we're going to be changing sizes to the box. Select it by clicking on the left and use the black handles on the bottom edge of each shape for the size. Okay. These ones right here, grab and stretch, grab and stretch. This one you have to do in a lot of different directions. Trying to be fancy there, but I can swirl around. There we go. Looks like I did it. Alright, this one's called Group It. So we're going to be learning how to combine shapes. Select the box. Yes, this one. So if you hold the shift button down while you click, so it's, let me zoom in because it's a little hard to see. So when it's selected, it has this really light blue line around it. So if I unclick, you can't see it anymore. If I click the box, only the box has the blue. Hit shift. And you'll find that direction in their directions a lot. However, I do want to show you that you can also just click and drag a box over it, and that will also select both. I find that easier, but you should do whatever makes sense to you. Then it says, with both groups selected, click the group bar, and that is right up here. So any of these tools, if you're not sure what they are, if you just hover over them, they tell you. All right, so that's a group. And sometimes there's hints here, but. All right, so now we're going to do the same thing on this side. Select both of them, either using left click and shift or by drawing a box around them. And you'll see that these ones are special shapes, or at least the cylinder is a special shape. So now when I group it, instead of there being a cylinder there, now there's a hole. So it could almost be like Lego pieces. Double check the directions. And I finished. All right, this lesson is about aligning your shapes or lining them up or moving them around in a different way. We're going to try some different alignment tools here. All the boxes. Again, they want you to do the shift left click thing, but I just threw a box around all of them. With all of the shapes selected, click Align on the toolbar. Okay. Hold your mouse over each of the black alignment handles to see a preview of the alignment. Okay, so it's giving me different options about where I could move the blocks. I'm done playing. So that's how you complete all the starters. I hope this was helpful if you've been feeling a little bit stuck.